Good morning. My name is Trivestian Vernont Therry Anatomy, and my matrix number is 05DKN25F1072. And today, I'm going to explain how to draw a G-clamp by using AutoCAD step by step. Okay, first, we want to draw the base of the G-clamp. The commands that used to draw this base is we use line to draw these base outlines. Next, we use offset to create parallel edges for each thickness. Then we use trim to remove the extra lines and adjust. And we also use fillet to round up this corner, both of this. And lastly, we use dimension to make sure the measurement of this drawing is correct. Next, we need to draw a sliding jaw. The commands that we use is line and circle to define the profile of the drawing. Next, we use trim and extend to refine these edges of the drawing. Next, we use offset to create the jaw thickness, and we also use fillet to curve these corners on the line. And also we use mirror for the symmetry, and we use hatch to show the cross section of the drawing. Next, we're going to draw a jawplate. The commands that we use to draw this jawplate is we use line to create the best shape. Next, we use circle to draw the screw holes. Third, we use array rectangular to copy holes evenly. Then we add dimension and text to label the holes. Next, we're going to draw a vice screw. The commands that we use to draw this vice screw is we use line and circle to create the main screw. Next, we use hatch for labeling the cross section of the thread. And next, we use dimension to annotate the thread size and length. Next, we're going to draw a collar. The commands that we use is we use circle to create outer and inner diameters. Next, we use offset to make concentric circles. Then we use trim to clean unwanted arcs. Lastly, we use hatch for section view. Next, we're going to draw a special key. The commands that we use to draw this special key is we use line to form the key profile. Next, we use offset to define the key thickness. Then we use trim to finalize the shape or remove the unwanted lines. Lastly, we use hatch for sectional views. Next drawing is handle rod. Commands that we use to draw the handle rod is we use line to create the base line of the handle rod. Next, we use circle to round the edges of the line. Next, we use trim to refine edges, and also we use dim for dimension for diameter and length annotations. Next up, we're going to draw a handlebar. The commands that we use to draw this handlebar is use circle to create the outer and inner diameter. Next, we use offset to make concentric circles. Next, we use trim to clean the unwanted arcs or lines. Lastly, we use hatch for section view. And next, we're going to draw a slide key. We use commands that we use to draw this slide key is we use line to outline the shape of the key. It's like this, the line. Next, we use offset for width, and we use trim to remove and clean the unwanted lines. And also we create the lines on the middle of the shape to create a key shape. Next drawing we are going to draw is set screw. The commands that we use to draw the set screw is we use line and circle to define screw geometry. Next, we use trim or extend to clean the lines that we didn't use. And lastly, we use dimension to label the thread length and the size of the drawing. Lastly, to assemble this assembly view, the commands that we use is by going to insert, choose block to place all components drawings. Next, we use move or rotate to adjust the alignment. Third, we use section plane to cut through this model. And lastly, we use dim and text to label each component of the drawing. And now we're going to present about importance of blocks in AutoCAD. Number one, it saves times. Once you create a block, you can reuse it anywhere in your drawing or in other projects. You no need to redraw the same object repeatedly by just insert the block. Number two, ensures consistency. Blocks keep repeated elements uniform in size, shape, and style. This is especially useful for architectural symbols, furniture layouts, or electrical diagrams where consistency matters. Number three, reduces file size. When you use the same block multiple times, AutoCAD stores only one copy of the geometry, even if you insert it 100 times. This keeps your drawing file smaller and faster to load. Number 4. Easier editing. If you edit the block definition, all block instances update automatically. For example, change the design of a window block. Every window in your drawing updates instantly.
Hi, sir. My name is Claudius Sigi and Moshe. My matrix number is 05DKM25F1046. So today I'll be explaining for isometric view. So for isometric view, uh, the commands that we will use is snap and isoplane to make it 3D looks, line to draw the main edges of the object in isometric view, isocircle to create circular shape in symmetric view, and trim to cut extra line and connect edges neatly. So one the ways that we can start with isometric view is first we have to make box which is 2.75 width and then 7.25 in length. And then we just make it into like a 3D box using isoplane. So make sure you use the correct isoplane view, which is isoplane left, isoplane right, and isoplane top. For example, for this side, we have to use isoplane right. Then for this side, we have to use isoplane left. And then for this one, we have to use isoplane top. So mm, for the height, we can use either isoplane left or isoplane right. So for this circular part, you have to use um, isocircle so that with the correct isoface, such as this one is isoplane left. Then you just have to cut all the unnecessary things and trim all the unnecessary things and just connect it neatly. So in isometric view, you can either do it fully closed or fully open. So for fully open, this part will be over here, and this the screw will be all the way over here. So it's, for me, I choose to gloss it so that it looks more neat. And then, when you do this part, you have to use isoplane top and or isoplane right. Then you just cut the unnecessary things and make sure it is all connected. And then for for the parts that have curve in it or looks like a circle, you have to use isocircle. You can use arc because in isometric you cannot use arc. And that's all for isometric view. Next, we are going to third angle or orthographic view. So for the commands that we use for orthographic view is we use line to draw straight lines and circle to draw circles, arc to draw curves, and rectangle to draw dash shapes. And also layer to organize drawings, and don't forget ortho to draw straight and perpendicular lines. So first thing first, you have to do is do the projection line, and then 45 degree. So first of all, you must start with the box, which is 2.75 width and 7.25 long. And then you can just use circle for this part, for this things that hold it down, hold the vice down. And then you just project it to the right side and also downward. So that you can do for this part here and also for this part here. And then for the top view, you have to make sure that it's all correct because you're viewing it from the top, and then for the front side, view it from the front, and for the right side, view from the right. So after you got all this, and then you just project it downward, and then make sure that all the projection that you did is correct so that you can start the front view. So for the front view, you have to a straight line from the bottom and find the dimension for this one. And also, uh, you just put it upward and do it like a box first, and then you just trim. And then you project this line to the right side so that you can do for the right view. And for the right view, make sure that this from the line from the projection line, make sure it's downward so that you can just connect all the points to make it looks this way. And for the curve part, you can either use arc or circle to do it. And also for this part, you have to make sure that you do it correctly so that every part of this will be also correct. So for this part, my top view is also closed for the vice. The jaw is closed so that it is easier for me. And also always to make sure that you don't miss anything from the front view. And then that's all from me and Trivestian. Thank you, sir.